In Ashtanga Yoga, the most essential thing is breathing. And breathing is certainly the most essential thing also in life. But when it comes to yoga, when we start to breathe, it's more about awareness of the breath and the quality of the breath. And also, it's about building the health with your breathing. So when we practice yoga, or in Ashtanga Yoga, that's my practice, I talk about that, the breathing changes. But it's natural, like it changes if you start to run or if you start to do some sports, you change your breathing. And in Ashtanga, we have many layers in the breathing. And first layer is what is known for everybody, is the breathing with the lungs. But also there, something changes when you want to breathe. When you put more attention to your breathing, it changes also what happens in your lungs. So I just show you inhale and you exhale. You inhale and you exhale. So you use your lungs, and that's also visible because your chest starts to move. In Ashtanga Yoga, we have always the mouth closed when we are breathing. So we breathe through the nose, and that also changes many things because it's quite narrow here. So you need to be, in a way, more active to get air in and also to get the air out. And in Ashtanga Yoga, also when you breathe deeply, you start to feel what is also the truth, that you are your breath. So it's not something separate from you that, okay, now I'm breathing, I'm doing this. But when you're really surrendering to your breathing, you start to feel that there is really nothing else. This is your life. So the first thing is really to feel your lungs while you're breathing. So what happens, like how does it feel when you inhale and when you exhale? And when you start to breathe intentionally, like more deeply, there comes a moment you feel you can't expand anymore, or you can't, when you're exhaling, you can't really go deeper. So there's some kind of limit. And it's not about the length of the breath, it's something else. Like you feel a bit stuck, like this. And so this is really interesting because this is where we start to be in contact with the prana. Prana is the Sanskrit word for life force, life energy. And when you breathe like this deeply, and you come to this kind of end point, or where you start to feel like a little bit like tense, it's the moment you need to change something. So if in the beginning there's a little bit like, oh, there's energy and there's this intention, but there's no pushing really. But let's say there's some kind of ignition, like, but when you come closer to the end, you need to be softer. And in the end, when you make yourself softer, when you don't push at all, when you like receive the end of the inhalation, you can feel that you're not breathing anymore, but something happens. And this something is that really your prana, your energy is expanding. I'll show you. So, in the end of the inhalation, you are like a little bit like floating, but it's not passive at all. You are active in your mind, but you're receiving. And you just watch what's happening, like how can the energy expand? Intention, softness, openness, and same thing in the exhalation. Intention, and then you stop, but still you feel you're like guiding your prana, like you are gathering or collecting your energy in your midline. And then with inhalation, expansion again. So what happens here is that your body is involved, and it's involved totally. And this is also the very essence of the Ashtanga yoga practice, that you're not breathing only with your lungs and not just moving the energy, but you can feel my body, for example, moving when I inhale. All the cells, the whole body is moving, and this is also, of course, because of the practice we do. So if you every day you breathe deeply, you start to feel that your prana, your energy is moving, and it's moving your body. So you can see that in Ashtanga yoga you can live these energies, like in Taoist tradition they call yin and yang. So there is this kind of perception and active input, but you are all the time guiding your action and your breath in a very soft way. You're listening what's going on, what's happening, and guiding a little bit. But it means that in every action we take, or in every like active energy, there must be this softness also. Otherwise it's too much force, too much pushing, and it takes your energy away. But it can't be just like receiving and passive. In this feminine yin energy, you need to have this kind of willpower and intention and action. So how to combine, this is another subject. But anyway, if you breathe like this every day, let's say 5 minutes, you are like making research. You're listening to yourself, you're listening to your energy and your way of breathing. So it's so powerful. It's so powerful that it really liberates your mind. It liberates your mind because you can't think of anything and you are just immersed in life.